Government considers to amend BEE rules to allow the likes of Elon Musk's Starlink to operate in South Africa. Dumela Kazi, welcome back to the cafe. Libitso la ka ke K. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, Sabi, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. Well, if you are new, make sure you don't leave without subscribing, and please do tell me what your thoughts are on my comment section, and also like this video. It helps a lot. Without wasting any more time, let's get into this video. According to current regulations, the communication companies that would like to operate in South Africa must be 30% black owned. That is a BEE regulations. And this is what the government is considering to actually loosen up or change. So I'm going to quickly read through what the government proposes, or what is the actual Department of Communication is proposing for us as people to comment about it, in order for us to have more investors investing in South Africa, especially communication investors. As you all know that we are living in a digital world at this point of time. So Minister Malatsi on making broadband connectivity South Africa's top empowerment goal. It is my intention to issue a policy direction to ICASA in terms of Section 3.2 of the Electronic Communications Act to clarify the DCDT's position on the recognition of equity equivalent programs for agent consideration. This is part of an initiative to significantly expand access to broadband connectivity to poor South Africans and people living in remote parts of the country. World Bank research shows that on average, every 10% increase in broadband penetration results in 1.21% GDP growth in middle-income countries such as South Africa. Broadband access makes it easier for people to start businesses, grow businesses, seek employment, work remotely, and market goods and services. Giving millions of South Africans access to broadband would therefore constitute one of the biggest empowerment programs the South African government have ever undertaken. Still understandable at this point of time. There are two parts to the initiative. First, we need to lower regulatory hurdles to investment in cheap, reliable broadband. Second, we need to lower the prices of the smart devices needed to use 4G and 5G data. Today, I am focused on the first part. Announcement on the second part will follow in due course. After consultation with ICASA, the proposed policy direction will be published for comment as per Section 3.5 of the Act. This is in line with the codes of good practice, which recognize that the global nature of their operations may constrain multinationals in their ability to comply with the equity ownership requirements. Equity equivalents recognized in the sector provide an avenue for factoring in alternative ways to companies to make an impact as South Africa's socio-economic development. Policy clarity on the recognition of equity equivalence schemes has been sought by players in the ICT industry. This will provide the certain necessary to attract increased investment in ICT and accelerate universal internet access. As you all know that Starlink is in some parts of African countries, and which is the closest one would be Zimbabwe. Starlink is operational in Zimbabwe already, and Starlink is a very good initiative, if I may say so. If there was a company that is like that, then we would have more choices, but we don't have any other choices. I can tell you, a lot of small towns, a lot of villages don't have fiber. We've got fiber in Cape Town, but if you can go down to closest villages, you would see that there's no fiber, and that means it hinders that particular area of growth. And also, I feel like it is about time that the BEE is loosened up for companies to come and invest in the country, because obviously BEE was formed to empower South African, especially the black and colored communities, but BEE ended up benefiting only certain people, which means benefiting the ANC people, or the ANC people, or people that are linked to the ANC, that friends, families, acquaintances, and whatever. Other than that, the regular South African doesn't really directly benefit anything from the BEE. And obviously, a lot of people would say that, do you know that when you are looking for a job, or companies are looking for a job, they would say black people must be this side, black people, they will take a hefty amount of black people and take few people that are different ethnic groups. No, let me tell you something that you don't understand. We don't want to only settle for a certain group of work, like going to work at ShopRite and whatever. We also, as people, want to expand our actual abilities and capabilities. We don't want to end up working for ShopRite for 10, 20 years because the government is unable to empower us with certain things. Because the BEE was supposed to be empowering the black community, but the BEE doesn't empower the black community, and empowers the ANC only. Ramaphosa gets empowered by this BEE because obviously we don't get anything, but they do get something, because if for example, Elon Musk would agree to the 30%, that the 30% must be black owned, it means that the people that will be owning that Starlink, we won't even know them unless we do our thorough research. Tell me a lot of countries that are 30% BEE. Do you think they are owned by your regular spokazi from down the road, who has been very good in business and all of those things, and has been doing this business thing for the longest time, but spokazi from down the road doesn't get a chance to be chosen to actually hit a different foreign investor that is investing into South Africa? Because the only thing that these parties are looking after is their benefits. They don't care about anything else. Starlink can come here and work and whatever. They don't really care about who's owning that company, as long as they are benefiting on their side. It doesn't matter how they benefit, but as long as they are benefiting, that is what they are looking for. That is the only thing. So I am glad that the Minister of Communication is not only pushing for Starlink to come in, but he's got a bigger picture of what would mean if the actual amendment would go through for this BEE. Because it will mean that more companies would find a way to actually come and invest in South Africa. We do need investments in South Africa. At this current government that we have right now, we do need investments. We do need companies to invest in numbers, because the unemployment rate is alarming at this point of time. And that's what we need. That's the reality of our struggles in South Africa at the moment. Sorry about that. So I feel like I would want to see this one. Obviously, it will be open for comments, and people will go and voice out their comments before they can actually say, okay, we are amending the BEE rules for the companies to have a bigger hand for them to be able to come to South Africa and invest in the economy of this country. We need internet. I mean, internet is everywhere. Look at when you are in you are in the villages and you want to apply for university. It's so difficult. You have to go to the internet cafe. The internet there is slow. You just don't have means to be able, even if you've got money. The satellite that we have in South Africa, putting that satellite dish outside and all of those things, it's also it's like, it's difficult and it's stressful. But with Starlink, it is easily accessible. It's not going to be cheap, obviously. We all know that Starlink is not cheap, but it is going to be accessible for people in the rural areas in most cases, because in Cape Town, we don't really need Starlink, for example. We don't need Starlink. We've got fiber. But in the rural areas, they need Starlink because they don't even have fiber. You see? So, for example, young people will be able to do what I do right now. They would sit in front of the camera, do their own thing on the PC, and also be able to post the videos, and they will earn money. They won't need to wait for 350 from Cyril Ramaphosa. They will be able to work remotely like we do, working remotely on YouTube, and you get your money in dollars, and we are all happy. That's what we're asking for. What do you think about this? Do you agree that the BEE rules must be amended, or you think that things are not going right? And also, I'd like to say, before we go, I'd like to say, unfortunately, if this amendment goes through, it's going to be met with all the criticism, especially from the likes of EFF, MK, and all those places. And also, I hate to say that at the end of the day, if it goes through, they will have to thank Helen Zille and the likes of FF Plus, because they've been fighting for this one to happen for a very long time. But for now, we still have the same rules. They apply, and if they need to be enforced, they will have to be enforced, because that's the rules that we have. We cannot change it until the actual amendment goes through. Thank you so much for watching. Please do me a favor, subscribe, like this video. Let me know what you think about everything. I'll see you on my next upload. Have a fantastic one. Peace out.